You won't believe this, Phyllis Diller. The woman who made millions laugh with her wild hair and endless jokes about her lazy husband Fang was hiding a heartbreak so deep she kept it secret for decades. Every week for over 30 years, she drove to the same institution, visiting someone she loved more than anyone else, her daughter Sally, who battled schizophrenia. Fans never knew. On stage, she cackled through the pain, but behind the laughter, she was drowning in loss. And when those visits ended in 1993, the real tragedy began. Born in 1,917 inches, Lima, Ohio, Phyllis grew up surrounded by funerals and older relatives. Most kids feared death. She found it fascinating. That strange comfort with darkness later became her comedic superpower. But her early life wasn't glamorous. During the Great Depression, her family was broke, and she sold newspapers to survive. She trained as a pianist, good enough to play with orchestras, but gave it up convinced she'd never be the best. Instead, she took on odd jobs, raised kids, and tried to hold together a chaotic marriage. By her 32s, she had 5 children, a husband who refused steady work and constant eviction notices. She should have been crushed. Instead, she turned her pain into punchlines. At 37, she walked onto a stage at San Francisco's Purple Onion. She didn't try to be glamorous, she made herself the joke. "My cooking could kill you," she told the crowd. They howled with laughter. That single gig turned into an 89-week run and launched her into stardom. Her comedy was raw, fast, and fearless. She wore giant wigs, clashing clothes, and carried a cigarette holder like a queen. She joked about Fang, but the truth was darker. Her real husband, Sherwood, struggled with mental illness and left her to raise their children alone. She turned broken nights into jokes so sharp they cut through every room she played. By the 60 seconds, she was on national TV, performing with Bob Hope for soldiers in Vietnam, and proving a woman could be just as bold and outrageous as any man in comedy. But behind the cackle, her private world was filled with heartbreak. One son died just 2 weeks after birth. Sally's illness tore her apart. Later, her son Peter died of cancer in 1998. In 2002, her daughter Stephanie died suddenly of a stroke. By the time Phyllis passed in 2012, she had outlived 4 of her 6 children. Yet, she never stopped working, never stopped painting, writing, and performing, because silence was scarier than a stage light. She even made plastic surgery funny before anyone dared talk about it. She called herself the Queen of Cosmetic Surgery and turned facelifts into punchlines. She sold wigs, wrote books, painted canvases, and laughed until her very last days. At 95, she died smiling in her Brentwood home. Phyllis Diller didn't just make people laugh, she gave permission to be messy, loud, broken, and brave, all at once. Her story is proof that behind every joke, there's a truth. Sometimes, laughter isn't just comedy, it's survival. If you love discovering the real, hidden stories behind legends, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and stick around because the next untold story might just change the way you see your favorite star forever.